Bernhard, I'm very excited that you are joining today our Seed 11A platform to present the Varta business model and the growth opportunities which lie ahead of you. But before you kickstart your presentation, may I ask you to please introduce yourself to the audience?
Thank you, Sanja. It's Bernhard Wolf from Varta AG. I joined Varta at the end of 2018. Welcome to the Varta story in the way how we empower the world. Varta AG produces and markets a comprehensive battery portfolio that ranges from microbatteries, household batteries, and energy storage systems. The Varta Group employs currently more than 4,500 people around the world. With its operating subsidiaries, we are currently active in more than 75 countries around the globe, with 5 production and assembly facilities in Europe and in Asia, as well as distribution centers in Asia, Europe, and the US. What is our DNA? Let us start with the vision and the mission. Our vision is defining the future of battery technology to empower a more independent life for many, many products, starting from the small coin-shaped battery type for the TWS up to the AA and AAA battery for your day-to-day life, and power packs for a vacuum cleaner, and even larger format batteries for new business cases. Let me give one example. The trend seen at cell phone manufacturers is clear. Cables are the thing of the past, and in the near future, the only interface to the devices will be wireless. Moving forward, it can therefore be expected that the trend toward TWS headsets will be consolidated further and accelerated further. And that is again as well our mission. Through continuous investment in research and development, we want to set the benchmark in battery technology. We want to stay in the forefront of the developments in that market. Varta has a large tradition and expertise in many different battery types, sizes, and chemistry. We stay close to the customer around the world. Active around the globe means that we focus our global footprint, but we produce locally. 3 production sites in the south of Germany are located close to each other. Due to this, we can quickly adapt to any changes and R&D improvements. In 2017, we IPO'd and used the money inflow to finance our growth. When you look into the story, we started 2017 with 242 million in sales, and now we expect 840 to 860 million at the end of 2020. So we significantly grew the company from the sales, and we even outpaced the margin development. You see, 2017, we started with 14% margin, and now we expect a range of 26 to 27. What is the backbone of our success? It's 4 pillars which are important to keep in mind. The first one, global technology and innovation leader. That means always on, never stop exploring, always stay ahead of the market in technology and innovations. Secondly, proprietary in-house production machine technology. That is a super important element. Deep value chain means for us that we can differentiate, and this gives us a huge advantage as we can modify our machines by ourselves, or even we are building the machines by ourselves. Third element, highly automated mass production. From that scaling effects come together with large production capacity. And of course, 350 patents on the group level. That keeps the IP in-house and protects our IP from competition. How we structure our business. When you look into the company, it is 2 different segments. The first one, microbatteries and solutions, currently cover around 60% of our business, where 40% is coming from the household batteries. So Varta is active in the microbatteries and solutions area. And when we bring it down and look into the divisions, it is healthcare. Healthcare on the very left hand of the presentation, it is rechargeable and non-rechargeable batteries. Very small ones, which are used for the hearing aids. The second one in the middle is the entertainment. The entertainment with TWS, that's coin-shaped lithium-ion batteries. So all of them are rechargeable, and they move into the cable-free ear sets. The third one, solutions, with a focus on power packs. That is where the power packs came for your vacuum cleaner. That comes for the drilling machines and all the things which get off the cable. On the right-hand side, the household battery segment covers the battery business for end consumers, including household batteries, rechargeable batteries, chargers, portable power banks, lights, and energy storage systems. When you look at the largest piece of that segment, that is the consumer batteries. And the consumer batteries is at home with the AA and the AAA batteries, where you are quite familiar with. Energy solutions, that is a storage system, for example, to bridge the energy production coming from your PV system during the daylight and the energy usage during the night. Let us focus now on the first segment, that is the micro batteries. First, the financials, where we came from, where we want to go to. When you look year by year comparison, you see that is a strong development. We came from a margin of 27%, 9 months 2019. We are currently at 36%, and the revenue plus 71% is really mirroring the success at the market. Adjusted EBITDA just followed the same path, is even outpacing and growing much faster than the revenue stream. What is driving the growth? What is the operational driver behind? First, look into a segment which I already touched, that is the hearing aid battery. You see on the left-hand side the very small battery sizes, and you see where we came from 2003 with the, I would say, one amongst others acting in the market, and now to 2020 we are dominating that market. We are producing more than 1.2 billion cells, and the next following competitor is producing 800,000 batteries. So you see that from that journey from 2003 to 2020, a lot of, I would say, fabulous brand names exited that market. And they are not totally out. It's white label business for us because we equip them with our batteries, but they have no own production in the back end anymore. How we evaluate the market growth in that segment? Let's touch, I would say, two different elements. The first one is we enjoy a CAGR of 4 to 5% year over year. You see a comparison of the last 2 years, 2018 to 2020. And that comes from aging demographics, under penetration, that comes from emerging of new markets and so on. And then secondly, you see there's a structural change because the primary battery is still dominating the market, but you see the rechargeable batteries, which are in yellow, marked in yellow, that they have a tremendous success story. They grew more than 200%, coming from 2 million hearing aids going to 5 million hearing aids. That is still relatively small, but the growth rate is fabulous. So we equip both market segments with our batteries. On the right-hand side, you see our market share was a rechargeable. We expect roughly 60%, so we are already dominating that market segment. Let us look to the next segment, which is the TWS. Everybody, I would say, is using the TWS. You see one of our clients in the picture, and that is what the consumers currently prefer. They prefer cable-free TWS. We deliver the batteries for those devices, and all the big manufacturers are our clients. But why Varta? Look a little bit into the technology. I'm not digging too deep because it's a very specialized area. But what you see over here, which is marked on the left-hand side, you see a Varta coin power battery. You see it's an X-ray, so you look into the cell. And then you see on the right-hand side, Chinese manufacturers, our competitors. And to make it rather simple, you see that we have a tighter arrangement in layers. We have more windings it is very even. So from that, we got a higher capacity. On the right-hand side, you say that others struggle to fill the inner space. And you can imagine as the inner space is limited, you lose capacity, which gives you, I would say, a lower running time of the battery. And you feel that. Less active materials results into lower energy density, less running time. And if you stop, if the device stops after 2 to 4 hours, it is a big difference if your device could run up to 6 to 7 hours with our batteries equipped. And the growth for those batteries is ongoing. What you see over here, let us start from the middle to the left and the right. You see currently we expect currently 250 million cells with our pouch cells and a Varta market share of around 50% in 2020, going up to 60% in 2022. What you see over a decade of the covered years, 2018 to 2020 and 2022, we see roughly a compound average growth rate of 33% year by year. And secondly, what you see besides that tremendous growth is a structural change. You see the blue areas, that is the cylindrical battery type, and that is declining because it limits the manufacturers how to design their products. And the yellow one, that is where we are in, that has a tremendous growth and even gets a larger share to the total market. Let us move to the second segment, the consumer batteries. The consumer batteries, you see an example, the blister packaging in the middle of the picture. That is a typical AA or AAA battery, which is a standardized battery used, for example, in your remote control. Over here, we are market leader in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. We are active with sales offices in more than 20 countries. Since January 2020, this business is ours. We bought that company, and it brings us approximately 300 million in revenues. It is very end consumer driven. What are the financials behind? And clearly you see it's a one-time effect from first consolidation. That is why you have that tremendous jump. But when you look into the margin, it is margin enhancing for our segment. The margin came from 11%, moves to 15%, and now it becomes really, I would say, one of the backbone of our company. So what comes next? I think that is the thrilling part of the presentation. First, looking into 2020, final figures not yet out, but clearly we just at 2 times we improved our guidance for the financial year 2020. So you see the last quarter is an important quarter for us. So a certain proportion of revenues, EBITDA and CapEx is coming on, is getting out into the financials of the company. We expect 840 to 860 in sales. We expect 230 to 235 in adjusted EBITDA, and the CapEx program roughly going up to 320. So we are CapEx intensive, we are growing, we are a tech company, we are building new facilities, and that is why we have a significant proportion in our CapEx program, what we planned. So the financial outlook 2021, we gave that with the 9 months figures. We think that we have higher growth in volumes in the market. The relative gross margin remains at the same level as before. The ASP will change because clients currently prefer more bare cells and less assembly work. So that brings us to roughly 1 billion euros and an adjusted EBITDA growing faster than the revenue for 2021. So the Coin Power innovation targets up to 2025. So the next 4 to 5 years, we expect first to have energy density to keep that up by plus 50%. That gives us a big advantage versus to our competition. We will have higher production speed. We will triple that by modification of the machines. Most of that we do in-house. We will CO2 neutral with our production facilities within the next couple of years. This is as well one of the key targets of the group. New opportunities in our business means larger cells. You see over here a cell where we got the funding, public funding from federal government and local governments. In this cell will bring us new business opportunities in the next couple of years. We are now starting to build up a production line, and then after that, we are ready to go to the market. With this, let me finish the presentation, what you can expect from the future. First, coin-shaped batteries will still, I would say, the leader of our business. We will keep #1 innovation and in the market as a leader in coin-shaped batteries. The technology, the chemistry behind is lithium-ion. We want to stay #1 as a clear market leader in hearing aid batteries, both sides, the primary cells and the rechargeable cells, and #1 in alkaline battery manufacturers in Europe. You see that's a AA, AAA. So having said that, this needs strong R&D, new product development with focus on lithium-ion technology. And with this, I give it back to Sanjay.
Bernhard, it was great to have you on our Seed 11A platform, with your detailed and very interesting presentation. I hope we will continue our VARTA series with a factory tour and a product presentation over the time. Wish you all the best and see you next time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Hi there, since you watched this company video until the end, I'm guessing you liked the video, and that's probably because we work very hard to create the most engaging and added value content for you. If you're a company and want to find out how we, at Seed 11A, can make a company video with and about you, please email us at content@seed11a.com.